There's a young chap called James Owen. He was a high school boy, asked his coach, his sports coach, "Hello, sir, I want to become a sports star." He said, "Are you sure you want to become a star?" Yes. He said, "There are 4 steps on the ladder to get in there." I'm sure his ears will have stood up. Determination, discipline, dedication, and sacrifice. So the small boy took hold of that and began to run with it. Simple instruction. It doesn't take a volume of things for the best in you to come out. It only calls for your readiness to engage with what has made others if you want to be made after their kind. In 1923 Berlin Olympics, James Owen emerged a 3 gold medalist in that event. 3 gold medalists. 1 gold medalist in Olympic is a feat. Then to now have 3 on a row in 1 Olympic is something to talk about. Now, his long jump record took 22 years to be broken. They call it broad jump in those days. He dated back his exploit to those simple instructions. He picked it up and ran with it and had things to show at the end. Of 2 high school boys that went to school in the same environment, and then after school each one went his way. One went about just jobbing from one food business to another, fast food, slow food, or just doing that. Amen. So they met 19 years after. The biographer said they were continents apart. How much? Continents apart. As you cross the Atlantic, the Indian Ocean, before you can find the second, when you find one here. Now, what has he done? He has invested in about 600 books. By the time they met, it was worth $200,000 an hour. You want him for an hour in your company? 200,000. The other one was worth $7.50 an hour. And the continents apart? They are galaxies apart. They are galaxies apart. By virtue of each one's level of investment in creating the future that they desire. The other young man likes food. And so working the food, something you won't lack food because the food you serve, you must eat. And when you run a restaurant, you can't stop from eating. There are people here in this guest house and they eat every day, whether they have guests or not. I can't even tell whether some of them bring their family members to eat. As long as you are working in the kitchen, eating is free. Apart from when you are eating in terms of tasting the food, the one you now serve yourself after people have eaten. Amen. His goal is to eat. So he found a place where he can always eat. He just began to change from one place to another to see whether this food is tastier than the other one. The other young man was investing. Now, watch. That's like becoming a Nobel laureate from the corner of your room. Hello? That's also a pointer to how much loaded the human person is. If he will explore the treasures hid in himself. There are 5 steps on the ladder from scriptures on the way up. First, have a vision for your life. You never become a go-getter without established goalposts. Have a vision for your life. Number 2, learn how to pursue the vision of your life. Learning to accomplish your dream is a greater task than knowing your dream. The moment one does not know where it's going, it's sure to get nowhere. You just want to know where you're going to get somewhere. Is to locate a direction for his life. If the iron is blunt and you don't sharpen the edge, you will need to put in a lot of strength. But wisdom is profitable to direct. Lack of vision will make a slave out of any prince. I've seen servants upon horses and princes walking on foot as servants. Lack of vision will make a peasant out of a king. Has it ever occurred to you that we are redeemed into a kingdom of kings? Amen. There are no peasants in the kingdom. Every child of God is redeemed a king to reign on the earth. So they call the master the King of Kings. The King of Kings. We're in the kingdom of kings. Everyone has a reserved crown for him. Your crown will not be lost. Amen. Vision is the number one step in the making of a leader. Vision is at the root of outstanding leadership. Leadership is tied to a well-defined task. That is, knowing what one is out to do and having a clear vision for one's life. Because until one's task is defined, its leadership potentials cannot have expression. We need to know where we are going before we can take the lead there. Interestingly, there are no finish lines in the school of wisdom. It's an ever-growing demand on anyone's life. Jesus called me into ministry. Very vivid calling. No mistake. But I went through Hagin's school of faith. I went through the school of biographical studies in ministry. I went through the lines of those who have gone before to where I'm trying to go into, to learn the steps they took, the mistakes they made, so I can avoid it. The demands on their life, so I can subscribe to it. I went through Yonggi Cho's School of Church Growth. It taught me well. You know, I've never met him. I went through institutional studies towards the takeoff of Covenant University. I had 9 case studies. Harvard, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge. I had them stocked up in me. I don't have to open any book or my iPad or anything to read out what they were like. The know-how is as vital as the vision. You don't have another, you know how the vision is a balloon vision. You just go through and then it's gone. I went through Copeland's School of Kingdom Prosperity. And now you find us embarking on this multi-billion project, one of a kind, in a most relaxed fashion. Amen. I had a number of things from God, but I saw the practicality of it in a man. And I needed to know how that is integrated to real life. Crave for a revival from Spurgeon's School of Revival. I crave very hard. Lord, I want to see a revival in my lifetime. I was doing that in 83. We've been seeing revivals ever since. Upon one revival upon another, after another. That's how to contact the know-how. Somebody asked me one time, please tell me in a nutshell, what does it take to succeed in ministry? I said, in what? In a nutshell? There are many, many naughty shares, and they keep emerging every day. So you better learn how to crack. Naughty shares, they don't end. What is self-discipline? It's operating as demanded, not as convenient in the pursuit of any given task. Operating as demanded, not as convenient in the pursuit of any given task. It's investing your time instead of spending it or squandering it. Discipline is being where you should be at the time you should be there, doing what you should be doing as demanded by your task. George Washington once said, discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable. It procures success to the weak and esteem to all. You can't tell how much you carry until you engage with the virtue of self-discipline. There's so much in you. Those who blow it in school, not that they're not intelligent, it's misapplied intelligence. They jump the fence when they should be in the library. Amen. They go around the airport to greet people who are traveling. Please, when you get there, remember me. I need to leave this country very fast. He has an exam the following day. So he comes back. That's why I don't like this country. You will write exam if you go somewhere else. There's no place where you jump class without writing exam. Now the weather here is fair. There you are chilly. You must still be reading. My God. There is no hiding place for a lazy man. There are many poor people in America. Many poor, very many poor in Europe. Many die like chicken during winter. Take responsibility if you don't want to die as a liability. You will never find an accomplished individual in any field who is not self-disciplined. Therefore, self-discipline is essentially being a law to oneself. This is what I must do, and is what I must do, and I will do. Now, diligence. Our working knowledge of the truth will never be a substitute for diligence. You know what it is, but how much are you engaging with it? Hard work is a must for anyone to emerge a leader. It's not just grace. Grace without labor will result in disgrace. It is hard work that makes high flyers. Nothing works without someone at work. Not at world, at work. Yes. Hard work never wears people out. It is wrong work that does. Say with me, hard work never wears people out, but wrong work. Our leadership potentials will never have expression beyond the quality of our engagement. You sow sparingly, you reap sparingly. You sow bountifully, you reap bountifully. Work is a catalyst for the leadership potentials in us to blossom. There are some reactions that will lie dormant until you introduce a catalyst to it. Work it. I used to know a headmaster of a primary school, and suddenly I learned that he was going to the law school. He has passed his law degree from University College in London by correspondence, not internet where you just go and then. That is, you go to post office and wait. You call, excuse me, I've not sent this something. You collect your correspondence materials from post office. Now, he left all the other teachers who were playing are you under the trees, who were scrubbing with a maze. He landed in law school. Work is a catalyst. We must have to labor to create the future we desire. The master of masters said, I must work. What? The leader whose impact is still speaking louder by the day after 2,000 years said, I must work. The creator of the entire universe said, I'm still working. Christ said, my Father works hitherto and I work. So who am I to think that by folding my hand, I'll fulfill his agenda for my life? It's the quality of our labor that defines our ultimate future. In the intensity of our labor lies our future. Take responsibility. Now let's go through the last one, the most distasteful of them all, sacrifice. Sacrifice is going the extra mile and paying the extra price. Now, this becomes very productive when you know where you are going. So you are investing in the right direction. Now, it is burning the extra midnight oil. Sacrifices is a universal demand for the leadership potential in us to find full expression. Full expression. To assess the topmost top in our field, we must be willing to pay the topmost price. Amen. I had a lawyer, close friend of mine, and I said one day jokingly to him, I said, if I have any case that I'm interested in losing, you are the one I will give it to. Because I know I will lose it cleanly. I never found him reading in my life. I never found him say he's looking for a book in my life. He's so relaxed. If I have any case I am interested in losing, and look, there's no point in fighting with those people. Help me lose the case. I'll call him and give it to him. Because he won't see anything there. The other lawyer will just floor. No one can ever get out of life more than what is willing to put to it. The Americans will say there's no free lunch in life. And so it's paying the abnormal price that makes a world leader. So it will be paying the abnormal price is what makes a world leader. One may make a living by his profession, but we can only make impact by our dedication. No world leader has a normal schedule. No world leader possesses a normal habit. No world leader has a normal lifestyle. It takes a global price to generate global impact. One cannot get out of life more than what is willing to put into it. No life can ever be more impactful than is dedicated. No life can make the most of his life without coming out of his comfort zone. Until a seed is dedicated to the earth, it cannot bring forth fruit. Within a seed lies a potential plantation, but not without dedication to the earth. Every fruit-yielding fruit has its own seed in itself. Your star is inside you. In the same vein, every man has a star within himself. Now, make your choice.